Hey guys, what is up? This is Cabe Wrench. I am back. Welcome to another episode of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. That's me, Kyle Brinchley, of course, here from a beautiful Las Vegas. Although it is cloudy today, it's supposed to rain today and tomorrow. I am here for the Mountain West basketball tournament, obviously repping the blue for my alma mater, Utah State University. It's going to be great. Thomas and Mack Center. There was a couple games yesterday that I'll talk about. We'll preview kind of the rest of the tournament, look ahead. A lot of great games today. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try to go to every single game and just get as much as I can and enjoy all of that. I was here last year with Utah State as a media personnel, and it was really awesome. This year I'm just as a fan, but regardless, it's a good time. Fan Talk is a podcast you can find on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. I'm also on Amazon Podcasts as well. Amazon Music has a little podcast section. I've recently branched out, and I'm there as well if you use that platform. Okay, guys, we're going to skip the song of the week for this week just because this episode's going to be a little shorter. We're just going to be talking Mountain West basketball. So let's jump right in to the madness that is March. We have already seen that there's been some crazy, crazy stuff that has happened, not just in this tournament, but in all tournaments across variety of conferences. There's been upsets. Kansas went down. Obviously, they had a couple players injured, and they were already going to be in the tournament, but they lost to an 11 seed Cincinnati in the tournament, which gives Cincinnati a chance to go through. Kansas State won. Things are crazy. But let's look here at the Mountain West tournament. As you may or may not know, Utah State got the number 1 seed, outright Mountain West Conference champions for the first time in program history. In the past, they've won the tournament and were Mountain West champions that way, but they were never the outright champion at the end of the season. There's kind of two different things. There's the team that wins it during the regular season, and then there's the team that wins it in the tournament. And the team that wins it in the tournament is the one that gets the automatic bid to March Madness. So both are a big deal. Obviously, first time Utah State has done that, so big deal for sure. They get the number 1 seed, and they are playing today against Fresno State. Fresno State beat Wyoming yesterday in a classic Mountain West showdown, high-scoring, close game. Utah State beat Fresno twice this year. As you know, there was that game in Fresno where Darius Brown banked in the three-pointer from 30 feet away and saved Utah State's bacon once again. He did that against New Mexico and got them the outright championship. So that should be a fun game today. That is the first game on the slate, Utah State versus Fresno State. Utah State is pretty much a lock for the NCAA tournament, but for sure their sights are winning the Mountain West. So big game against Fresno State today. Got to take care of business against the lower seed. It's going to be tough. Not every game is going to be a walk in the park, as we have seen. So Utah State against Fresno State. The winner of that game will play UNLV and San Diego State. Now, this is very interesting because UNLV, of course, the Mountain West tournament is played at their home arena in the Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas. They're a 4 seed. They're hot. They've won. They did lose their last game, but before that, I believe it was 5, 6, or 7 games in a row that they had won. So they're playing hot basketball. They currently are not projected into the Mountain or into the NCAA tournament because of a couple bad losses earlier in the year. So they pretty much need to win definitely this first game against San Diego State. If Utah State wins and they beat Utah State and go to the championship, then things start turning up. Of course, if they win the whole thing, they're in. But big game for UNLV. They got their hometown crowd behind them. They are facing a tough San Diego State team who, although a 5 seed and is the lowest they've been seeded for the last couple of years, still a very dangerous team. Do not count out Jaden Ledee and company. Brian Dutcher always puts together a great run in the tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if they get past hometown UNLV, and it makes for a great semifinal matchup tomorrow. Nevada and Colorado State. Now, this will be fun. Nevada is a hot team right now. Nevada is actually the team I'm thinking has a great shot of winning it all this year, especially if a team like San Diego State or Utah State goes down in one of these first couple rounds. Nevada has a very good shot. They played a great game against Colorado State a couple weeks ago where Gerard Lucas hit a half-court buzzer beater to put the Wolfpack past. Colorado State is a good team. They have slid, a little bit in the last couple weeks. They really need a big win against Nevada here to keep their tournament hopes alive. Nevada, of course, they're hot. They're rolling. Watch out for them. And then Boise State and New Mexico. That's always a fun matchup. New Mexico is a feisty team. Jalen House, JT Toppin, Dent, very good. Landon Dent, a lot of good. Donovan Dent, a lot of good players there in New Mexico. And then Boise State's having a really good year. They've beat San Diego State. They've beat some good teams throughout the year. Currently a 3 seed. I think in bracketology, they're currently sitting at an 8 seed. Boise State is. So a couple wins here against good teams. Beat a New Mexico team, maybe beat a Nevada team. You can definitely solidify yourself as a 7 or 6 seed there in the tournament. So it should be fun. As for games today, what I think will happen, I think Utah State will beat Fresno State. I think San Diego State is going to take down hometown UNLV. UNLV is playing well, but I think San Diego State's just better in the postseason. Give me Nevada, and then give me Boise State as well. So not too many crazy upsets here, but we'll just kind of roll with what we got there. And it should be fun. It should be way fun. It's always a good atmosphere down here in Las Vegas. I mean, I know it's not sunny right now. The lighting's not great. Last year it was rainy too, as I mentioned, but it should be good. Let me also share this real quick just to give some shout outs to places where it should be due. The Mountain West and all conferences do this. They release some postseason awards. So as you can see here, the first team, essentially like the best 5 players in the league, Tyson Dagenhart from Boise State, Isaiah Stevens, Colorado State, Jaden Ledee, San Diego State, and then Utah State with 2 Aggies representing, Darius Brown II and Great Osobor Jr. Great honor to be on the same list as these other players here. The second team, they usually release like 3 teams and then a defensive team and then honorable mentions. So second team, a bunch of these other guys like Gerard Lucas, Keenan Blackshear, Donovan Dent, JT Toppin, a lot of these great players. Denon Thomas Jr., freshman, guard from UNLV, he's going to be the cream of the crop for the next couple of years out of the Mountain West. So keep an eye on that. And the third team there as well. Looking here down at defensive team, Darius Brown II got honors there from Utah State again. And then the same usual crowd. You got a player from New Mexico, a player from San Diego State, player from Nevada. Mountain West usually, the top 4 teams usually have all the best players, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles here. Honorable mentions, shout out to Ian Martinez for at least being honorably mentioned. Max Rice got on there as well as Lamont Butler. And then player of the year goes to Great Osobor Jr., great transfer from Montana State, came over with Danny Sprinkle. Defensive player of the year, as you can see, is Lamont Butler Sr. He's had a great career with San Diego State, looking to make another run in this postseason tournament. Great Osobor won the newcomer of the year. And Josh Aduje, 6-man. Well, they did a co. So they shared it with Mustafa Asmil from New Mexico. He's really good. And Josh Aduje here, and then the freshman, Denon Thomas Jr., as I mentioned before, and then JT Toppin from New Mexico, great player, and then Danny Sprinkle, coach of the year for the Mountain West. So congratulations to all of them. And it's always great to be honored and recognized no matter what position you are, what conference you're in. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be making videos, probably a video tomorrow, and then perhaps one before the Mountain West Championship as well, just giving you daily updates on how that is going. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for tuning in to this Las Vegas edition of Fan Talk. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and now Amazon Music Podcast. Go give me a follow and stay tuned for more Mountain West content here live from Las Vegas.